Hi, my name is Brock Harvey, and I decided to do my project on Charleston, South Carolina. And the reason I wanted to talk about Charleston, South Carolina is because I know my parents used to go on vacation there sometimes, and I remember going as a young boy, and I remember enjoying it, and I know it means a lot to my mom. Um, it was a very special place for my mom and my dad, so I saw it and I thought this would be a good one. I also had a close friend. Last year, I played baseball at Cleveland State Community College, and I had a really close friend of mine. He got a scholarship to play at Charleston Southern University, and I know he enjoys it there, and I know it's a lovely place. But about the Charleston tourism before COVID, Charleston had developed comprehensive tourism which balances economic growth but also showing its historic charm. It's a very historic place, very beautiful place, and it's been progressive in many ways dating back to 1978, but there are areas of improvement that could have been made and still are being made. So let's get into the goals and objectives. So these goals tie directly into what Charleston is known for: its historic architecture, walkability, cultural richness, and southern charm. I just put some of the great destinations in Charleston that are worth seeing in there right here, and but the main goals and objectives are to preserve the city's historic and cultural identity, to protect the quality of life for the residents, managing the volume and movement of tourists throughout the city. How many tourists are there? How are we going to manage them? Ensuring that special events and visitor experiences align with the city's capacity. So making sure that there's the events that they do, and that the visitor experiences um, it shows the tourists what Charleston can give you. Um, improve mobility and infrastructure to support both locals and visitors. Um, the plan emphasized sustainability in the form of preservation and neighborhood protection, aligning with the city's brand as a heritage-rich, livable destination. But yeah, these are some of the noticeable attractions around Charleston: Rainbow Row, Kiowa Island, Angel Oak Tree, and Charleston City Market. And now into the planning approach. Charleston used a regulatory and management focused approach to planning involving land use regulations, visitor management tools, and stakeholder conciliation. Some of the strengths of the approach would be the use of zoning laws to control the hotel development and to protect the neighborhoods, the emphasis on the historic preservation of recognition of tourism pressures and active enforcement. The plan was treated as an evolving long-term framework rather than a one-time document. Um, there are some weaknesses, though, however, and the limited community empowerment because the residents were consulted, many felt their input lacked impact. The lack of sustainable metrics, there were no clear thresholds or KPIs for managing tourism volume or environmental impacts. Also, the insufficient attention to climate resilience, despite Charleston's vulnerability to sea level rise. And there's also some equity concerns. The benefits of tourism were not equally distributed, with the minority and lower income communities often left out in the economic gains. Now, the stakeholder involvement, um, the plan includes the city officials and planners, local residents, business owners, and tourism operators, uh, historic preservation organizations, the TMAC, Tourism Management Advisory Committee. Their involvement primarily took the form of public forums and advisory input and feedback sessions. However, the the effectiveness of this involvement was mixed, with some stakeholders, particularly residents, feeling underrepresented in the final decision making. The tourism planning tools and techniques, the stakeholder analysis, the identifying and engaging the key stakeholders to ensure diverse perspectives were considered. Also, the SWOT analysis, assessing the city's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats to inform strategic decisions. The scenario planning, developing flexible strategies to address potential future challenges. And then the takeaways for the best practices: community-centric planning, engaging local residents and businesses in the planning process ensures that tourism development aligns with community values and needs. Um, the adaptive management, regularly updating tourism plans to address emerging challenges and opportunities. It allows the destinations to remain resilient and responsive. Some other ones would be uh, the zoning tools, helping protect the neighborhoods and the history. Balance tourism with resident needs, important for destinations with fragile cultural assets. Also, tourism planning as a continuous process, regular plan updates ensured relevance. Adaptive approach prepared for the city for the future challenges ahead, and it helps the destination stay resilient and community focused. And now, why does it work? Charleston effectively used the zoning laws to limit hotel development in sensitive areas and to protect the historic neighborhoods. The historic neighborhoods are a very big deal in Charleston to the residents. So by doing this, the city maintained the character and integrity of what makes it attractive to visitors in the first place. It's preserved architecture, the charm, the sense of place. It didn't treat the tourism plan as a one-time fix. It revised and updated the plan over time to reflect the changing realities like visitor surges, infrastructure needs, and community concerns. This flexibility helped it remain relevant and resilient. And then why would it work for other destinations? The destinations often face the risk of overdevelopment, losing their unique appeal. The zoning and the land use plans, the planning provides a clear, enforceable framework for managing tourism growth without sacrificing the core identity of the place, of what the place is. So cities like Prague and Venice face similar pressures. It could benefit from this structured preservation approach because the tourism is dynamic, the economic shifts, global events like COVID, even though this is before COVID, um, and then the climate change can quickly make static plans outdated. So, by treating tourism planning as an ongoing process, destinations build resilience, they stay proactive, and they can quickly course correct when needed. Thank you.